Ladies and gentlemen, planning and zoning for 1st of February will come to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
No.
Cutting into our 18 minutes.
Sorry. I have to make sure we're on. Okay. Commissioner Briley.
I'm here.
Commissioner Byers.
Here.
Commissioner Hooker.
Here.
Commissioner Michelina.
Here.
Commissioner Tondino.
Here.
Absent are Commissioner Williams and Commissioner Bowe. Also present is Stephanie and Samantha for the Village of Ruidoso. You do have a quorum.
Good. Is there anybody here or online, Ron, have conflict of interest on any of the two items we have on today?
No.
Except for the people involved, I think we're fine. Certification, please.
I do certify that the meeting was posted in accordance with Resolution 2022-01 and in compliance with Section 5440 of the Municipal Code.
Thank you, Stephanie. Everybody get a chance to look at the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve?
I'll move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We have a motion, 2 seconds. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, minutes of the January 4th meeting. Everybody get a chance to read it over? Anybody has any changes, any comments, any? Any motions?
Motion to
Make a
approve
motion
as
to approve the
presented.
minutes.
Ron, was that you talking in there? No?
Yeah.
Did you motion or second?
I motion.
Okay, we have 2 motions, 2 seconds. So
Okay.
can I have I'll take Ron's as a second. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Briley.
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
Commissioner Hooker.
Yes.
Commissioner Michelina.
Yes.
Commissioner Tondino.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Our next place is for public input. Anybody wishes to speak on any item that is not on the agenda today. This is a chance for you to come and address the commission. Anybody online? Anybody present? Seeing none, hearing none, I'm going to go on to the next item, which is our public hearings, conditional use case P 2022-1. Samantha, will you give us a briefing?
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. Our first case is Efron Cerna requesting a conditional use to construct a 2-family dwelling within an R1 district located at 139 Reese. Are you, Efron? Okay. If you'll approach, and you can have a seat at the table, you can explain to us what it is that you're wanting to do. As you all know, this was approved about 3 or 4 years ago to allow for long-term rentals to be created in a single-family zone. So I'll let you go ahead, Mr. Cerna.
Is the microphone on? Hold on a second. There, it's green. Tell us what your project is.
Well, I just wanted to do like a second house where my house is, just to have a long-term rental in there.
Like a plan on where you're gonna put it?
Well, it's already in there. I mean, it was just one big house.
Okay.
He's going to convert part of the home to be a second family dwelling, which means it'll have a separate kitchen.
Oh, okay.
And separate living quarters from where the main residence is.
Okay, so you're not changing the building except
No,
for the
not at
inside.
all.
You're changing around the inside, just not the exterior part.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, I
So
understand.
this is for a use.
Got it.
Sammy said this came before the commission some time ago.
The ordinance change did to allow for the use of two
Up to 2.
residentials, as long as the main is owner occupied and the second is for a 30-day or more rental.
So you do occupy the main house?
Yes, sir.
All right. Commissioners, any questions before we go to public hearing? Seeing none. Ron? Okay. I'm going to open the public hearing. Does anybody wish to speak for or against this agenda item? If you're online, you need to speak up because
He's shaking his head no.
okay. Very good. All right. Nothing? Second chance. All right. Public hearing's closed. Commissioners, questions, answers, motions? I guess I'll ask. Sam, this is a permitted use under the current ordinance and it meets our comprehensive plan ideas.
It does. It is in line with adding the amount of units available for rent long-term.
Thank you.
And we did not receive any correspondence for or against this.
I guess my question then, just for educational purposes, because I think it's happened before, but do you send out to people next door, around, and in the area that says this is what's going on?
We notified everyone within 200 feet of his property that this case would be heard. But after the use is approved, they won't be notified that this could be occupied by two families.
Okay.
Based upon the foregoing findings of fact per section 54-68 and 54-92, the Village Code, I move to grant the requested conditional use approval for case number CU-2022-1 with the conditions stated in the case report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can I have a roll call, please? Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Aye.
Commissioner Hooker?
Aye.
Commissioner Michelina?
Aye.
Commissioner Tondino?
All right,
Motion carries.
thank you, sir.
There you go. You get your,
You're good.
You good?
you ready to go?
All right.
Unless you want to stick to the next piece.
Thank you.
Which he's a neighbor of. All right, second public hearing is conditional use case P 2022-5, the Village of Ruidoso. Sam?
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. Today we have with us the career project manager for the Village of Ruidoso, along with Chief Chavez, with a request to construct a wireless telecommunications facility at the Horton Complex located at 237 Service Road.
Somebody online doesn't have their microphone muted. Can you mute it until it's time to speak, please? Because I hear a lot of background noise. Gentlemen, welcome to our commission meeting.
We can bring you in.
Thank you for having us.
So tell us what the plan is and why and where.
To construct a 100-foot tower, 189-foot tower at the Horton property. The reason for the tower construction is for emergency services communication. With the tower there, it'll give us adequate ability to conduct emergency service operations within the Village of Ruidoso and beyond. And by beyond, I mean the county.
So I guess, Sam, the site plan is the location there where the little red cloud is? I couldn't,
Yes,
somebody's nodding his head.
yes.
And
That
my-
is the new location of the tower,
Okay.
or the new tower there. It's basically just behind the existing Horton, just next to the gym. It's kind of tucked back there in the corner, between the Horton and the football stadium.
So in the past, we have asked our Verizons and T-Mobiles and everybody to make these look like trees. Is there anything you guys plan to do to kind of modify the tower to make it aesthetically pleasing?
So whenever we put this, so two things real quick. Is this the red dot that you're talking about?
No, on the next page.
On the next page? Okay. I was just making sure that we're.
Top,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
That's the exact location. So whenever this project came into fruition and we started gathering funds and looking at what we needed and doing the communication studies, that was the last thing that we had thought about. That question has been asked. So after the project is completed, we would look at those types of options to disguise it, so to speak, in there. But for now, the answer is no, we haven't, we don't have the funding allocated to us to disguise the tower at this time.
Is there going to be a fence around it? Is that at least going to have slats or something?
We don't have a fence around it in the back, because we do have to have the security 8-foot fence around the portion of it. It'll also, within that fence, it'll also house our generator, emergency backup generator on there. So it'll all be tucked away in the back. There'll be some trees around it. I don't know how it's gonna stick out, with the trees around it. But
Question.
Go ahead.
Is this strictly village use, or will it?
will be. There has been questions about other things, radio antennas and those types of things going on it, but that'll be something that we'll take a look at later. The main reason we don't have an immediate answer for that is we have to look at what the Department of Public Safety requires, whether or not those types of other antennas can be added whenever you're dealing with the public safety portion of it.
Other questions from the commissioners? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to open the public hearing for this case, 22-5 for the Village of Ruidoso Communications Tower. Public hearing is open. Is there anybody online or in the audience that wishes to speak for or against this, please? Yes, sir. State your name and swear to tell the truth.
Joseph Vincent.
Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do, yes, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for letting me kind of jump in here. I just own the property in front of where the tower is going to be proposed, and I was just curious why we wouldn't use the existing tower that's already at the Y. Why do we need a secondary tower? And I'm all for having, emergency services. Obviously, we need them, and all the guys that are sitting here, I know many of them. Just wanted to ask the rhetorical question of why are we having redundancy of a secondary tower right in the middle of town when we have an existing tower owned by another company that we can presumably leverage off of?
It has to be from a secured site, being that we are.
I'm having a hard time here, Mr. Chavez.
We're having technical difficulties, okay. So,
Me too, brother.
so we have to assure that the communication, the voters and the repeaters and everything on that tower are secure. The tower at the Y is owned independently by Verizon, and we have to own the tower and all of the tools that go along with it for us to be able to provide adequate security, and then to make sure that it will not get compromised at any time. By that, we'll have cameras back there, we'll have a 8-foot fence around the tower, and it'll constantly be monitored by our personnel.
Good deal. I appreciate that clarification, and I'm on board, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that wishes to speak for or against this project? Hearing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Commissioners, any more questions, any more answers, any more presentations by our esteemed chief and Zeke? I don't even know what your title is anymore.
Just a guy. Sam said I had to
The
be-
guy.
When's construction supposed to, or I mean, what's the construction timeframe?
So that's all gonna depend on whenever the parts of the tower get here, when the materials get here.
Oh, okay.
We've ordered it,
Okay.
so there is lag time like with everything else. They said 10 weeks out, but they didn't tell us when to start the 10-week timer.
Nice.
Construction these days, you gotta
Yeah.
love it.
All right. I was just wondering.
So if they go by what they told us, it should be towards the end of April.
Got it.
Steel, aluminum, is it shiny? Is it dull?
A little bit of everything.
All of these.
All the above, okay. Commissioners, questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion. Based upon the foregoing findings of fact per 54-68 and 54-92 of the Village Code, I move to grant the requested conditional use approval for case CU 2022-1 with the conditions stated in the case report.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Briley?
Hold on.
We had a number miscommunication there.
Is it 1 or is it 2?
It's 5,
5.
2022-5.
Okay, well, then do you want me to read it again?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Make sure we have the right thing.
All
we're
right,
doing.
based upon the foregoing findings of fact per 54-68 and 54-92 of the Village Code, I move to grant the requested conditional use approval for case CU 2022-5 with the conditions stated in the case report.
Second.
We have the same almost motion and almost the same second. Can I have a roll call vote, please? Wait, before we, I forgot to ask, did we have any correspondence from the people that you sent letters to?
No, we did have multiple questions, but I guess we answered them that satisfied, so we didn't receive any support or opposition to this case.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I interjected.
It's your meeting.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Aye.
Commissioner Hooker?
Aye.
Commissioner Michelina?
Aye.
Commissioner Tondino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen. Piece of cake, wasn't it? All right, so that is all of our public hearings. Community development report. Samantha?
What's new happening? We just finished up strategic planning in the state of the village and set our goals for this upcoming year. As you all know, Chapter 54 is a priority. We are going to get a little bit more aggressive on vacant and blighted buildings throughout the community, including residential structures that should either be demoed or changed hands that are severely impacting their neighbors. And so we're just going to start going after those a little bit more aggressively, as well as our MRA area. We're going to look for some sort of funding coming down from the legislative session to put into improving Sudworth Drive. And so those are our top goals for the upcoming year.
How come we don't get the permit report anymore?
Do you like receiving the building permit report? We can.
Well, I'd just like to see like what's going on.
Yeah, I can definitely include that. I don't think that I ever have provided that to you all, but I can.
That was interesting.
Building permits seem to be down this month, though, just as a overall
Yeah.
significantly.
Anything else, Sam? I'm sorry I missed the meeting that we had last week.
No, that's quite all right. It went well, though. The state of the village, the mayor gave an update on our legislative priorities and the projects presenting this week, actually. So we're trying to bring back some large project dollars. We have one for $12 million for our bridges and sewer infrastructure in the Rio Ruidoso, workforce housing. We have requested $5 million. We've requested $5 million for outdoor recreation infrastructure. And so I think there's just an unprecedented amount of money coming down from the federal level that we're trying to bring back here to the community. So hopefully we do. But yeah,
Anything else?
no, that's all I've got.
Stephanie? I'm going to let you.
Give us an addressing update.
So currently, our committee is attacking the finding of all the placards and materials needed for that. I have reviewed the address points for Highway 70. That will be going into one further review with dispatch to concur, see any foreseen addressing issues that may be presented on that. I am to the Midtown District at looking on Sudworth. So I still have from the Country Club Road to the circle to complete before I can start having those reviewed. Hopefully within the next 30 to 45 days, we should be pretty concurrent on getting some public hearings open for anybody affected on Highway 70 and Sudworth.
We'll be doing a mailing to each property owner, as well as holding a town hall to discuss why this is needed and what their new number is. And so we're going to do plenty of public outreach, but it's
Midtown
going to be.
Association help you out a little bit on that?
Oh, yeah, we'll engage everybody. It's a huge undertaking, but we're seeing some progress and numbers should start rolling out by summer, so.
Very good. Anything else? Commissioners' comments, reports, ideas? Move, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn. Thank
Aye.
you, everybody. Thanks, Ron. Hope you're feeling better.
Take care, buddy. I am.
Very good.